The only problem you have is your mind. Look, I feel y'all. At the end of the day, yeah, sure, there's a recession. The rent is too high. The groceries are too much. Cops are awful. People are awful. The elections weren't fair. I get it. There's a lot going on. But at the same time, you are responsible for you. And as much as you want to perceive what's happening as a negative or a bad thing, something for you to complain about, something for you to say that is the reason why you're not where you want to be or why you can't do what it is you want to do, sure. Don't take responsibility. That's up to you. But at the end of the day, we are responsible for the lives we live. And a lot of times, the only reason, not even a lot, we're going to be real straight. The only reason you're having the experience that appears to be negative is because of your mindset. You have decided to see it from a negative lens, and therefore that's what keeps showing up for you. You are calling in that which you desire, which seems to be unhappiness, which seems to be unfulfillment, which seems to be you're unsatisfied. And I get it. I've been there too, but at some point you have to take responsibility for your life. And that starts with your perspective. How are you seeing things? What are you saying about life? What are you saying about yourself? What are you saying about the experience? Are you playing victim? Not playing, but are you embodying the archetype of the victim? Or are you embodying your hero archetype? Are you deciding that every experience you have is exactly what's meant to be? Are you accepting life as it is? Or are you fighting with it? Are you saying, oh, it shouldn't be this way. It shouldn't be this way. This shouldn't be this way. Babe, if it shouldn't be that way, it wouldn't be. But it is. So, it is what it is. It is what it's going to be. You can accept things as they are and then decide how you want to move forward. Or you can keep complaining and talking about what's not working and why it's not working. And for some reason, whatever reason, it's always an external force that you have decided is the problem. Everything outside of you is the problem. And somehow you have yet to see that it starts within. Listen, I love you. This is no judgment. I'm just calling it like I would have called myself out had I known back then. The reality is your life can change when your mindset change. When they say that we see life not as it is, but as we are, that is something I found to be really true. Your inner world and how you're projecting it outside of you says a lot about the experiencing you're having inside yourself. A lot of times you're angry, you're frustrated, you're annoyed. But that all is rooted within you. It's coming from inside of you. Something inside of you is telling you, hey, this is not aligned. This needs to be integrated back into the flow, back into source, back into all there is. This is not in alignment with our truth. And that's okay. It's okay to feel the feels. It's okay to acknowledge the feels. But to stay there and then decide that something outside of you is creating that, it may have triggered it. It may have activated it. But babe, it was already inside you. So honestly, it's doing you a favor. And life is always doing you a favor. I know, it's hard to accept sometimes. I get it. I love you. And this is why I'm saying it, because I had to say it to myself. It's time to get out of that victim archetype, step into self-responsibility, and decide that you're going to do things differently. And you do that by shifting your mindset. You do that by shifting your perspective about what's happening. There is light in every moment. There is truth in every moment. There is clarity in every moment. You just have to decide to see it. And sometimes you're so caught up in your narratives and your story and what your ego has told you that you believe that somehow, some way, the world is out to get you. It's not. The world is not out to get you. And I'm not talking about people, right? Because each individual has their own thing going on. And everyone, honestly, most people who you are triggering or being triggered by you, listen, we all have our own inner world to address, to deal with, to live with, okay? And so a lot of people are at war with themselves and they are just not aware of it. They're playing victim, and I don't want to keep saying playing, but that is the archetype in which they are embodied in. And this is not a judgment call, because this is a part of life. I'm just saying this to wake you up out of the slumber, to wake you up out of the victim archetype and get you back in your self-responsibility, get you back in your truth, get you back in your flow. You are not a victim of life. You are not a victim of life. life is working for you, not against you. And if this video resonates with you, if you feel activated in kind of way, I pray that you see this as an opportunity, that something inside of you is clearly wanting to come up, wanting to be addressed. It is time for you to get back in your power, to get back in your truth, and live the life you were designed to live. You are free now. I hope that you see that for yourself. Shift your perspective and you will change your life. That is all. The only problem we have is wrong thinking. That is it. So, let me know, what is one thing that you're about to shift your mindset about? What is one thing that you can shift your mindset about to have a more empowered perspective, a more open perspective, a more accepting of what is type vibe? Let me know in the comments. And if you want to know more about reprogramming your mind, shifting your perspective, and seeing life for the beauty it actually is, follow me and trust me, let the joy inspire you. I love you guys.